another video or more videos about my little Defending Australia series. And that's going to be all the ones where you can see a map, whether it's a world map or Australia, they all tie in together. So I just read on Sky News before, which I'm not promoting them or anything. They're all scum, but at least they do talk about other conversations that the other lamestream media won't touch. Okay, and their little clip-it thing was defence to accelerate strategic purchases. So, going through the comments, you can clearly see we have a divided nation. We have some people who are proud and want to do something. You see others that they're just trolls. Then you see other ones who are basically giving up the ghost. Plenty that have no faith in the government acting on our behalf. Other people asking questions, well, who are we defending? Okay. So these are exactly why I made a channel called The Concerned Aussie, or Concerned Aussie. And it was actually after watching a Sky News report from last year. Australia's going to acquire more, basically, military assets. And I have no faith in our military spending. Anyway, getting back, I've tried to invite some people over from there to look at my ideas and to start a discussion, and then people can work through in the comments what's feasible, what's not, what could work, what won't, and how we go about getting off our asses and actually doing something instead of just clicking likes or writing comments on little phones and internet. So now I've talked about making cheap planes, right? Talked about turbo superchargers on V8, small block engines, LS motors, etc. So if we want to get serious and we need to start spending money now, and we had to do it quickly, what have we got available to us? Okay, the last internal combustion engine that's probably good enough to do a job anyway, would be the Ford inline six Barra motor, what everyone calls a Barra motor, which all the young hoons and that are putting turbos in there. They can quite easily make 800 to 1,000 plus horsepower quite easily, and I believe they're a 4-litre engine. So 4-litre inline 6-cylinder, that's going to have torque even if it's not turboed. So you turbo it or supercharge it, you're going to increase the torque heaped. So we have an engine that it has ceased production, but how about we look at some easy to make vehicles, whether they're old school vehicles, some multi-role planes, okay, and implement the inline six Barra motor that Ford produced, and we can produce it in-house in Australia. We've got all the plans, and the production facilities would be somewhere. I'm sure that they would still be intact in Australia somewhere. So and then we have all the people, the engineers and the metallurgists and all the people that go with it. They're still here, and they're probably looking for a job. Okay, so why don't we fast track getting that motor mass produced? Okay, that's a start. That's a straight up start as far as I'm concerned. As soon as we're running turbos, we can start looking at biofuels. So I've seen in the comments people are talking about we need more fuel reserves. Okay, so instead of relying on overseas, let's go it alone. Okay, not worry about America, not worry about Britain or anybody else coming to our aid. What can we do? Okay, what can we do in this country that can, because we got to get this government out. Okay, so what can we do right now to start strategically building a foundation of defense? Okay, so, and that's why something like this is the easiest way to go. They don't have to be frontline fighters. They just get stuff from Adelaide to up here quickly. They get things from Brisbane to up here quickly. Perth, they can patrol, because we're going to have to be on the lookout for submarines. So, you know, whether it's something like this, these are, remember, made of wood and canvas and things like that. So we can pull all this stuff from here. Okay, it's about getting as many industries as possible. So we have, you know, mechanics, we have people who work with wood, joiners, etc., etc. They can all be utilized. Obviously, sheet metal and fabric and metal fabricators and machinists, etc., they all need to come together to produce things. Okay, so stuff that we can reverse engineer and create, make lighter, smaller, better. So I think the Barra motor is a good place to start, because we can have it up and running in literally no time. If we had to rely on any other motor coming from any other place around the world, it's not going to get here. We're screwed. Barra motor gives us a starting point. Okay. You know, we don't try and build new shit. That's where we fuck up. We try and build new shit and it's fucked, right? This might be 80-year-old technology, and this, and the little Piper, they might be 80 years old technology, but it fucking works, and we need something right now that fucking works. Okay, we're behind the eight. We're so far behind the eight ball. Okay, they're simple, they're easy, they're cheap to make compared to any other option out there. They're cheap to maintain, and if they're turbo piston engines, we can use ethanol fuels in them, and we can grow that right here. Okay. As I've said before, guns are hopeless. So we take the guns out of there. We're saving more weight again. We're saving more space. That gives us more room, frees up horsepower, frees up aerodynamics. We can go faster for further with the same amount of fuel. So I'll keep it sweet and short and sweet, and I'll leave it there. Barra motor. I think that's where we should start, and start with things that we already produced. I don't think we produced them, but it doesn't need to be them. You know, mosquito bombers, we used to make them here. Okay, but we will have, you know, other simple planes in museums that we have hard copies of. There's information all around the internet. We can get them. In New Zealand, actually, New Zealand builds mosquitoes, restores mosquitoes. Speak to them, get them on board. You know, there's plenty of guys building kit planes, right? Where they'll build a scale model World War II plane. That's another place to start. Okay, you could, you know, and I think they're putting those Toyota Orion motors in them. You know, V6 Toyota motors. So, you know, there's places to start straight away. There's kit form, and if people are making those kit forms, experiment with some of the kits that are already made. You know, see what performance you're getting out of a scaled down kit plane that's got I don't even know what size V6 engine are in those Orions, but you know, one of those twin turbo V6, single larger turbo. They're powerful motors. They're modern motors. They're going to go well, but also look at the Barra option, see what we can fit into a scaled down one of these, and then let's see what sort of weapons we can put on them. We need to stop surface fleets, boats, submarines, fishing boats, helicopters, drones, drone swarms. We need something. We need to be able to come up with something to take out drone swarms. Okay. Hypersonic missiles. We need something that's going to, if we can't defend against a hypersonic missile, we need to spread our assets around. We got a massive country here. Let's utilize it, and whether they're underground, whether they're whatever, hidden amongst stuff, assets everywhere. all over the place, strategic assets, you know, so we can have manufacturing all over the place. We've got no ammunition. We need marksmanship training. We need anti-armor weapons, not necessarily for tanks, but for taking out helicopters, for taking out, you know, maybe armor, you know. So if every marksman has a high-powered rifle, not 223, not 308, something better than them, that shoots flatter, further, and hits harder. And we also have, because we need to defeat body armor and, you know, light armor. So we need something that's going to have enough punch, that's got some reach, because we have to deny water, okay? This hot, dry continent, we have to deny the access to water. That's what this place is going to be fought over, you know? Well, that's where we can drag them down, water. So, anyway.